All right, guys, welcome to tonight's convention debrief. So, what we're doing here is most of us that are on the line had a chance to check out National Convention this year in Anaheim, California. We're really excited that it went down in our own home state of California, and we had about 40 coaches from our team attend. And I'm really excited to see what the takeaways were because it's a powerful event. And so what I love about what we're about to do is, some people were really on the fence. It took a lot of convincing to get them to go. And I'm really interested to see if they felt like the decision was worth it. And then I'm really interested to see what some of the takeaways were when I came back from my first national convention exactly 2 years ago. Exactly 2 years ago, I came back 24 months ago, and I was on fire. And there was nothing that was going to stop me. And I made the decision while I was there to change some things in my life. And that's all I've seen is a ton of change in every area possible. What relationships, obviously financial, purpose, the way that I think. I don't even think anywhere close to where I used to think 24 months ago. In fact, it's just, I don't know, it's hard to have conversations actually sometimes because my mindset is just in a completely different place. And so let's get this thing going. So we're going to have Integrated Regional Director Justin Avini come on and kind of give us some of his takeaways from this weekend at National Convention. And then we'll move on and we'll go to Kelly next. So Kelly, you're on deck. All right, Justin, let's hear it, man. So this was your second national convention. What were your takeaways from it, man?
Well, one of my biggest takeaways is just how much more I hear now that it's my second national convention and how far I've grown to absorb information in a different way, even though they've said a lot of things that they said last year. But to be able to hear them differently and actually understand and like light bulbs start going off, that was a huge one for me just to see growth because people say you're going to grow, but to actually see it in yourself is kind of huge to be able to understand some of the information. One of the second things is just really understanding that when you're doing this and you're trying to build a business, it's about relationships and team building, and to be able to talk to people more on a level of just not about weight loss, but on stress, healthy mind, healthy body, and finances. As far as going out and looking for people that could use this as not only a healthy body, but healthy finances or healthy mind, and look at it from that different point of view instead of last year when it was just more about, oh, I'm going to teach people healthy habits and they're going to lose weight, but more the fact of, wow, that person, it could benefit them to have an extra $15,000, $2,000, $3,000 a month, and to be able to offer them something that you really don't realize you have, especially, like I said, going back to learning new things and understanding it differently. Last year, I didn't realize how important what I have to tell people is until this last convention when things just started going off like a bunch of light bulbs. So those are my two biggest things.
Yeah, I love it, man. Thanks so much for sharing. Kelly, darling, can you take yourself off of mute? And then let's hear from you.
Hi, guys.
Hi, guys.
Hi. So I would say one of the biggest takeaways I had was first off spending like time with the team members on our team. I definitely had conversations with new people as well, but I really enjoyed like personal time that I got to spend with a lot of our team members. I just felt really like strengthened us and motivated everybody to like work together and kind of help each other out. So that was one important part of the weekend for me. Also, as far as all the like workshops that were offered, I really focused on what I can learn about building teams and acquiring coaches and supporting coaches. So I think that as far as the timing of where I'm at with coaching and when convention is, it was really great timing for me because I can really see how to start building my team. And I'm really excited to start looking and spreading the word and finding people that I think will fit well with what I'm looking for as far as teammates. So those were my two ideas. Next.
Okay, perfect. Thanks so much, Kelly. Jackie Pedrosa, you are up, little lady.
First of all, my last name is not Pedrosa.
Okay, Miss West.
It's West. let's see. The convention for me it was overwhelming. It was like information overload. But now that it's been a few days, I've been able to process all of this information. And as some of you know, I was on the fence about this for several years. And I always just told myself, you know, me and my husband were skinny, so why would we need to do something like this? I always thought it was just about losing weight. And I was like, we don't need to lose weight. And then, you know, we had a big awakening with my husband who has really high cholesterol. And he's super skinny, and you would never think someone like him would have really high cholesterol, and he does, and it was because of his eating habits. And so that was a big awakening for our family and for myself and for our children. And I think something like this is just going to change our life completely. It's going to change how we eat. It's going to change our finances. I'm a recent stay-at-home mother, and I put my career aside, and it was very, very hard for me to do because I'm used to working, and I miss it. And so I think this is something perfect for me to do on the side while I still raise my children. And I think it's also a great way for me to help people. I've always wanted to help people, and I always felt like I never had the time to, and I never knew how to do it. And now I feel like I'm involving both worlds.
Perfect. I love it. So, you know, Jackie,
I haven't started the program yet, by the way. I'm waiting for my food.
Well, there it is. That's what I was going to say.
I haven't started.
So thanks, Jackie. We love you, man.
I love you too.
Linda, I'm coming to you, darling. Linda Hogue. So let me see. Linda, can you take yourself off of mute for some reason? Oh, there it is. Psych.
Me.
There you are. There you
There
are.
we go.
All right, Linda, let's hear from you, man. I'm really excited to see you.
Oh my gosh.
And remember, we're going to keep it to a minute.
No, that is going to be the hard part. There's so much this weekend. At first, it didn't like sink in with me. And believe it or not, what really put it all together for me was when I went to church on Sunday, because the pastor did this thing on Hunger Games and the message he got from it, and he was talking about your purpose, your vision, to your calling, whatever you're made to do, to follow that. And I started crying, and I realized all the red light thinking I had, all the negatives. I had like all these negative voices just bombarding me, and I couldn't shake them. And yesterday, it's just like, it set me free of all that negativity. And I have just been so focused since then, and I'm getting my list together. I already called and talked to my son today. I put something on Facebook. My sister-in-law already sent me a message, and I'm just really excited. I've listened to all the calls, and every day is going to be go to work day. No more retirement.
Right, I can dig it, man. To give you a little bit of background, you know, Linda has had some red light thinking, and we talked about it. I'm not throwing her under the bus. And so one of the things that's really cool about convention, for sure, is some of the things that are limiting beliefs, and we all have them. These are the things that really hold us back from being incredible. Those, and just within 2 or 3 days, we start to not only notice them, but we start to really understand that these are things that have been holding us back our whole lives.
Yes, yes.
And typically after a convention, you're more bold to attack those things, and you start to realize that they're just fears and they're not really even true. And if you move past them, you'll see that not only in coaching will those areas open up for you, but in everything in your lives that those same fears are holding you back from. Mm-hmm. So Linda, we appreciate you, darling. Let's move on to Andy Caleri. And Andy, take yourself off of mute, please. Let's do it.
All right, I already knew we had the best group of coaches out there, but really getting to hang out with all you guys this weekend, it kind of sealed it. We had a good time. We're the youngest, best looking, most successful group out there. It was obvious. And I think we made an impact out there. I thank you all for welcoming me and kind of bringing me in with that. I felt very welcomed, and I learned a lot from all of you. One of the main things I learned from us, separate from the convention, in talking to all you guys, was that I'm doing things right. I learned that I need to shut off the emotional side. I'm doing everything that we're all doing. I just need to amp it up. And it helped me to understand that the steps I'm taking are pretty much what I need to be doing, but I do need to step it up. So I'm able to shut that emotional side off and just attack it. I got pumped to do more. I got a bunch of new ideas. And I forget, I mixed up the weekend in a lot of ways, but one of the things that they said was, as far as acquiring coaches, I've been thinking too much of acquiring clients. And as far as acquiring coaches, someone mentioned that they don't need to be a client, that they can be a coach alone. And I have people that have showed a little bit of interest in doing both, but then they fall off just because they don't want to be a client. And I never reached out back to them about coaching alone. So I already made a list. I have many lists going that started yesterday on things that I want to do. So I'm excited to start attacking all that stuff.
Yeah, man. Thanks so much, Andy. And Andy, I'm really excited that you went. Sorry, there's a lot of background noise. But I think that this is the breakthrough. 2 years ago, I needed a breakthrough for sure. We were really similar, and I felt like in a lot of ways the walls were caving in on me, and I need to be set free. And I think that this is exactly kind of what you needed. And so I'm really excited for you and to get to work. So John DeBay, you're up next, man. Can you take yourself off the mute?
Yeah, so I have a bunch of takeaways, but a few that really stand out the most to me was listening to Doug Wood, who you definitely recommended to listen to, that I would relate to really well. And a couple of things that he said was be professional and, take ownership and don't take this for granted. He gave the example of if you were going to buy a house, you're going to buy with somebody that kind of does it on the side, kind of tiptoe, or somebody that's fully committed and knows the industry and is fully committed to what he does. And, just having that same approach. And I've kind of been up and down with a lot of different things. I get consistent and then I kind of fall off, and that really, hit home with me, and it felt like he was, talking straight to me. So that was one big key. And then also just a few, pointers that he was mentioning about social media and how to post things. And kind of like what Jackie was saying was it's not all about weight loss. So even when we're posting on Facebook or Instagram, it's not just about weight loss, but you want to be using the whole trilogy as a whole when it comes to finances, stress, healthy mind, healthy body. So those are definitely two things that stood out the most to me.
That's great feedback, man. I appreciate you, John. So in reference to, people are attracted to attractive people. That was one of the first things I learned at my first convention. So when we're out there, we want to represent ourselves very, very well. And Facebook is a big part of that. So you want to show your whole life, right? How you're doing better in terms of your mentality, the way that you're thinking, how if you're getting to a level to where, the income is starting to become really cool and it's being a blessing to your life. You want to show those things. And then what's going to happen is people will naturally be attracted to that. It's just part of the law of attraction. So you want to show your whole life and not just the weight loss part. So John, Doug is completely right. And then, so I don't know, start using those techniques. So Garrett and Bernie will come to you guys. So take yourself off of mute really fast. Garrett, why don't you start, and then Bernie, you'll go.
What I took out of convention, I really enjoyed spending time with everybody. I saw a different side of everybody, and I realized how strong our team is. A lot of the things that I've heard before, but now I hear them differently, which now I'm getting it. As far as the repetitiveness of hearing everything, I realized that it's not as hard as I thought to get to I mean, sky's the limit, and it's not really that hard. I mean, it's just putting in the work. So I have a different outlook on what I want now. I mean, I'm just going to go get what I want. I don't need to tell you guys what I want. I mean, if I get it, you guys will find out that I got what I want. And I really enjoyed talking with some of you one-on-one. I know I texted Adam yesterday or sent him a message. I mean, we had a little conversation, but kind of helped me in my personal life yesterday, going through some things. So that meant a lot to me. You know, if I wasn't at convention, that wouldn't have happened. Just making, you know, those little connections and bonding with people. I've seen him in how many meetings, I don't know, and I've never talked to him once. You know, maybe said hi, that's it. I saw a different side of Andy, you know, from what I see on the computer. And then I see him inspired, you know, talking about dropping his job and ready to go. Makes me want to try to help people out wherever I can, you know, as a team, whether they're, you know, directly connected to me or not, we're all a team, you know. So I'm willing to do whatever I can for somebody else on this team now, you know, after hanging out and finding more about people and just being part of the group. So as far as the classes, you know, it was just kind of like, I mean, I don't want to say basic, but it was just kind of like I just went to the classes, listened to, got what I needed from it, and I'm going to use that to get to where I want to go. So there wasn't really anything special there for me as far as that. I loved hearing people's stories. I mean, that just inspires me to keep going. And, you know, it's just not all about the clients. It's about making people's lives better rather than just losing the weight like everybody's learning, you know. So I've already started today, and I will continue to progress in what I want.
Then let's go, then. Let's go. Bernie, you're up, man.
You know, this was my second convention. You know, last year I went to Nashville, and I was only coaching for around 4 months. But this convention was a little different for me. I went this convention wanting to improve my leadership skills because I know that, you know, we all need help, you know, improving our leadership skills. But I literally, you know, I seeked and I went and I spoke to some of the leaders who were giving those seminars after they were done. And, you know, I would just ask them one question, you know, where or how they improved their leadership skills. And, you know, one of the things that I got also was, you know, you look at every person you talk to about the program, because now I'm really interested in building my team. So as opposed to, you know, looking for people to try to get them to improve their health, now I'm going to try to do some tweaking where now I'm going to try to focus on, you know, attracting people from the business side. And so, you know, I started my contact list on coaches now, and Doug, one of the guys that I listened to, he was saying, you know, to do your contact list and have the contact list when it comes to acquiring coaches longer than the one that you have for acquiring clients. So that one, you know, hit me really, really good. So last night and today I've been posting, you know, things about the convention, and I've been attracting a lot of people asking like, hey, so what do you do? You know, what are you doing to, you know, to help people improve their finances? And so I've set a lot of appointments to do these meetings this week. And a lot of them were with people that I was just afraid to reach out to because I was afraid of what they were going to think of me. And now, you know, I'm trying to put that fear aside, and, you know, and I'm all in. I'm, you know, see what happens.
Yep, see what happens. I literally try to live by that. Well, let's see what happens. Thanks, Danny. Amanda, you're next on my screen. Do you want to say something, or are you busy?
I'm good.
Okay, cool. So do you want to come on and give us your takeaways and maybe what it meant for you?
Yeah, kind of, you know, mimicking everyone else, but not really. I mean, no, you all know I live with Jamil, so I hear this 24/7, but going to convention, I really heard it in a different way. Sorry, Jamil, but I did. And, you know, I am stuck in my own ways and I get in my own head. And for the longest time, I was hung up about selling. And I got over that a while ago. But today, or this past weekend, it was I learned so much better that it's not all about losing weight. There's so much more to it in terms of expanding your mind, just the personal growth, the healthy finances. And if you know me and Jamil, like, he's more about finances. I'm not. That's just my personality. It's like, it's not really the money that interests me. It's the people. And that's one thing that kept being said over and over in the classes that I went to, was building your relationships. And that's something I can do. That's something I'm good at, that clicked for me this weekend, that, and it's been said before. Jamil's told me it's about relationships, but I don't hear it from him. I heard it this weekend, and it was building those relationships and just being a human being and paying it forward. And that's something I can do. And that clicked, and it's like, that's just, I can do that. I don't have that same red light thinking or those mind blocks anymore, because it's no longer in my head sales. It's all about just being a friend and a human being. So.
Well, all right. That was awesome. We didn't even practice that. So that's good. All right. Emily Pedroza, that is her last name. Emily, I have you on next. Can you come on for us, darling? What'd you get?
Oh my gosh, like a million things. Like 100 million light bulbs went off. I think Jamil was right. This is kind of exactly what I needed. I probably needed this like a long time ago, but I'm really pumped that I went. I absolutely loved bonding with you guys, like on a whole nother level. And I'm so excited that we were all brought into each other's lives for kind of this whole new chapter. Like, it makes me really excited. But big things for me were a lot more attracting coaches related. And just like, man, just letting that ego go and stop caring what people think. I think that this has been really difficult for me, and really owning what it is I'm doing now, because I do love it. So what the fuck's the problem? I don't know. A big thing that was said by a lot of people, like even on the leadership call, the be interested and not interesting I love it. I love this quote. One of my favorites. I'm trying to look at my notes, guys, and just give you like one-liners. You attract what you are. I think that is huge. And if I am looking to get a half-ass coach on my team, well, that's what I was like projecting myself as. And how could I inspire anyone else to be better than that if I wasn't? So I really appreciate being checked on that. Honestly, I need to be better, and I think I'll be taken more seriously by people I love, that I would love to do this, but people that I would love to have on my team, because I know they'll be an amazing partner. So not to take up too much more time, Mel, if this is enough, I'll stick with that.
Keep going.
Keep going?
Yep.
Okay. Sorry, I'm looking down a lot. I have my notes. Okay, one other thing I wrote down. Don't go looking for another Dr. A. Become that person, and people will come to you. Love that. Amazing. Emily, my girl, actually taught me a lot too about being more appetizing on social media and just kind of showing who I am, because I don't do that. And I'm really excited to start like putting that into effect. So I love that time with her even. Just, I learned so much from all of you guys and all of these classes. Now I'm not finding my notes. So Mel, I think that's okay.
That's great. I'm really proud of you, Emily. I'm really, really proud of you. We're similar in a lot of ways, and we're Aries and have big egos and stuff, but for sure to get to where you want to get to, and I know it. This past weekend was huge for you, and putting ego aside and all that stuff. So
incredibly humbling and motivating.
Yeah, it's go time. It's go time. All right, good job, darling. Natalie, you're up now. Winner, chicken dinner. Took all my little money, man. You and the florists. You need help coming off of mute, huh? Hold on. Dr. Amazing. There she is. Okay, I got you.
First time caller, long time.
All right, you're on. So,
I just wanted to say it was good to meet everybody. I'm not going to lie, the amount of crying that went on there was made me nervous. Jamil knows. But I think the biggest thing for me is I've heard all of this kind of stuff before in chiropractic seminars. That's why Dr. Erica said I would really kind of like this program, because it's stuff that we hear all the time about being on purpose and your why and leaving a legacy. But I love being a chiropractor. I will never not be a chiropractor, but I think I'm limited to the success I'm going to have as a chiropractor because I do want to be with my family. I don't want to be in my office 24/7 because that's what it would take to be truly successful. But I found this program that has worked great for my husband and I can be successful and be the leader that I love to be without sacrificing my family. And I've told that to a number of people today. And so that's kind of what rang true for me, just seeing real families, real people up on stage. That was just awesome. They didn't have to be the best speakers. They were crying, but they were successful. And that I really thought that was amazing. And I really loved being having the why. And I've been talking to a lot of people today about that it's not just a weight loss program. There's the whole mind-body connection, which rings true for chiropractors. We talk about that all the time. And that I think people were really getting that today, the people that I talked to. So those are kind of the biggest things that I got from this.
love
just being genuine and being you runs a long way. So.
Love it. So if I can give a little background, I basically met Natalie like maybe three weeks before convention, and maybe 4 weeks, I don't know, something like that. And we sat down and we had lunch, and as we're walking back to her office, I told her, you should go to convention. It'd be the greatest thing in the world for you. And we just met for the first time. And it's just really funny how what would happen if I didn't even mention it, like you never even know. So this is why it's so important to just say stuff, just mention stuff, and you never know what could happen, and I seriously doubt that Natalie would know the influence that this program has, or the holistic ability, or just how big it is, if she, didn't experience last week, or she would have to wait a complete year to maybe go to Orlando to figure it out, and her business will literally just sit there waiting and waiting. And it's so funny to me how, coaches were not going to events, were not going to trainings, were not getting on, Zooms and stuff like that, don't even realize how much they are affecting their business and their influence, because they could just hear one thing that can make all the difference. So it's going to be really hard to grow as people and to grow your business if you don't go to events. And I know I've been saying it forever, but now maybe, ears will be opened up. So Natalie, thank you so much. Paula, you're on next, darling.
You hear me?
Gotcha.
Gosh, I had so many things, and just like everybody said, we have this amazing gift. I'm calling it a cookie. It's the best cookie there is, and it's a numbers game. And I have to get out of my own way and offer this cookie to anybody and everything, because it's not just health, it's finances, it's healthy mind, sleep. I mean, it's just so much more than weight loss. And I think I was kind of a little bit stuck on that for a while. And then, I forget what class it was in, but they gave some hours, like how to structure your week. It's not 10 to 12 hours a week on talking to coaches and doing connections. And I brought 2 people to convention, or Thursday night anyhow. One started yesterday, ordered her food and her coaching kit. The other one is ordering her coaching kit at the end of the week. And I'm have a game plan. I'm going to talk to Karen Thursday morning. I've been in action all day. I have not put that TV on because I know I can do this. I have so much to offer people. And if all these other people could do it, I could do it. and I need to get out of my own way, and I believe that, and I'm going to. And like everybody else said, I mean, it was a blast hanging out with everybody and just having fun and relaxing. And I cannot wait to go to Cancun with everybody. And I got my wristband on, Bernardo.
For real, man. So, you guys will see me go to trainings that at this point I absolutely don't need to go to. But every time I go, like down to San Diego or Costa Mesa or whatever, I usually will take 2 or 3 people with me. And it's really important to do this, guys. Like, we can't just let trainings just that are there for us just go by. So Paula brought, 2 people, and it's not a coincidence that those 2 people are now ready to start the program and start coaching. This is the power of community. And so if you guys see me doing stuff, and you want that kind of level of success, then all you have to do is just copy it. So, Paula, I'm really excited for you. I said on the video last night that I think you're about to blow up. And now it's just putting into action in a little bit more time. So let's get going. I think that's Lisa who's next, but you just kind of went dark on me. Lisa, are you there? Take yourself off of mute. SMT, I don't even know what that is. Lisa. Are you there?
Problems.
Okay, technical difficulties. All right, I see Miss Brittany Glenn Johnson next. Tyra Banks on the line. Are you unmuted? Here, I can help out. Uh-oh. I can't unmute you. Oh, there it is. Okay, you're good, I think.
I don't know, my thing is like freezing up on me. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, so this was my first convention. And, when Jamel talks about inviting people to convention and them not going, that would be me. But this time I wasn't going to let anything get in my way. And I did my best to kind of juggle home life with, work life and all that kind of stuff. So I was there for as much as I could be. Some of my takeaways from this convention was, number one, just the camaraderie with everyone. Usually I kind of find myself staying in my little bubble and, just being kind of like a lone wolf and functioning well that way. But every once in a while you need to come out of that shell and interact with like-minded individuals and, kind of feed off of each other and bounce off of each other and, laugh, cry, whatever. And that's exactly what happened at convention. Talking to some of our coaches on our team that I have never spoken to before, or meeting people face to face when normally you just see them on these Zoom calls. So that in itself was really great, and I'm glad that happened, and hopefully friendships are starting to form there. Also, it's good to see individuals up on stage or talking in classes and hearing everything they have achieved, and you're looking at them and you're like thinking in your mind like, oh, these people are like superheroes or something. They have superpowers. They they're presidentials. They're this. They're that. But really, they're just human beings. Like, they're not that different from you. And it helps to be able to put yourself and see yourself in their shoes and realize that the only difference is that they're where you want to be already and you're not there yet. But it makes it seem possible for you to get there, a lot more possible than just looking at it on, on the screen or a piece of paper. So it's good. It's kind of humanizing those people that have achieved so much and where you want to be. And also kind of like what Emily P said earlier about the being interested and not just interesting. I think that I focus more on being interesting. And I don't know, maybe that's just personal development in my own mind. But I need to be more focused on being interested. And I think becoming more interested is investing more of myself into my clients and my coaches and building those relationships and showing them, even though on the inside I may be interested, but making sure that they see that on the outside. So that's definitely something that I'm going to work on. And those are my takeaways from convention.
That was perfect, man. That was really, really good. Brittany's about to blow up. All right. Lulu, you're next, darling. Let's come off of mute. Do you know how? Let me see if I can find you. Hold up. Hold up. Okay, you should be good now.
You have to.
Yeah, you're good. I got you.
Hello.
Hi, you can talk, Luann.
Ah,
Luann, we can hear you.
I can't read lips.
We can hear you. Oh my gosh. There you go. Talk.
I don't know how to do it.
Am I
Let me get on my phone.
Okay. Luann, we're going to go to Adam. We'll come back to you. Okay, Adam Flores. You're up, player. Come off of mute. Unmute yourself.
I think I got it.
You got it.
Awesome. Wow, kind of lost there for a minute. One thing I did mention that was huge, really, really huge for me was along with meeting everybody from the team and really getting to know some people and you know, we're all working together. It really put me up that next level where I'm sorry, I'm so lost right now. Just the involvement of everybody, you know, in talking to a bunch of other coaches, I really saw that, like, you know, how much we have at our fingertips, you know, like I said, like all the trainings and stuff, and Jamil is so hands-on, and we're so lucky for everything that, you know, that's put out there. And I know for myself, I've really kind of taken that for granted, and it's something that I'm really going to utilize now and really get to, you know, get my hands on everything possible. You know, for the last few months that I started coaching, I was working full time, and you know, I was doing a little bit, as much as I could, but I know that held me back a lot. And right now I've freed up a lot of time, so I'm really trying to just hit the ground running and do as much as possible. But yeah, I was really amazed at how much we have and how powerful our team is and how inspirational everybody is, how different we are. You know, all that stuff stands out. And I know, like, you know, we're so lucky to be where we're at right now, all of us on this team. And, you know, one thing that really stood out was they say, you know, touch your business every day. So do something with your business every day, you know, whether it be calling to check in on a client, you know, reaching out to somebody on Facebook, and it doesn't even necessarily have to be about the program, but, you know, it could be something as easy as just, you know, somebody you haven't spoken to in a while, just, you know, talking to them and, you know, hey, how's it going? How are things going? I saw you, you know, your son's birthday party, it looked great, blah, blah, blah. Like, you know, all that little stuff counts, you know, and it, you know, if that's what it takes to build your community for you and have people, you know, really look at what you're posting, then, you know, that makes all the reason to do it and to reach out to people and really care about what you're, you know, what you're doing. But yeah, I mean, I'm super stoked. I'm really really excited. I'm grateful to be a part of this team. And I'm like, my heart's beating out of my chest right now. No joke. I'm like, I love all you guys, and I'm really glad we got to all hang out. I'm really looking forward to like the next thing. And yeah, I'm so blown away at everything. And, I really look forward to like even the next couple years. I know people say like 5 years, 10 years from now, but within the next couple years, the next year, like it's just going to be amazing. It's going to be ridiculous. And, I'm really, really proud to be a part of this. And I know Emily too. She's in there putting Chico to sleep, of course. And she was like, get on this call. And I've never been on one of these calls. Like I said, I was taking a lot of things for granted. So I'm really gonna put my all into this. And yeah, that's about it.
So that was pretty damn good, man. Thank you. Thank you, Adam, man. You're super dope. You know that. So let's go back to Lulu. So let's go back to Luann. I got you, girl. We can hear you.
All right. All
There?
right.
Okay.
Well, the first thing that I learned was lanyap. and that has a lot to do with what we're set out there to do. It's that small gift that we're going to give to everybody that we come in contact with. But also, it was overwhelming. It was really overwhelming. And driving back home and leaving in the morning, it was physical too, and really draining. But it was just so much that was to be to learn, and my mind is not up to speed like a lot of the coaches are, but I'm learning. And I talked to a gentleman by the name of Matt Ingstrom, and he, I guess he's got like 70 coaches under him, and he's pretty up there. And he kind of just told me, every day take action, which was, you learn that everywhere. But also get a 12-year-old to teach you computers, because I'm a kindergartner when it comes to computers. So I'm working on that, and stick to the basics. Just stick to the basics. You don't need to go out into all these long stories. Just stick to the basics, and it will happen. And that's what he told me. It will happen. Get out from in front of yourself. That's what you need to do. And I brought it home, and I started working on it yesterday. I got a bunch of calls, and I've got a lot of interests, and got a lot of appointments, and that's kind of what I got out of it.
Yeah, I love it. And this was Luann's first national convention. She's only been coaching for maybe a month. And and so I'm really glad that you got a chance to go, Luann. You guys were like the Rat Pack over there with you and Amanda and Virginia. So that was pretty cool. So thanks so much, Luann. I'll put you back on mute. Let's see here. Let's go to Jamie Fisk. Kelly, you went already, right? Okay. So let's go to Jamie Fisk. Oh, Brian's on too. Awesome. Okay, Jamie, let's go to you first, and then we'll go to Brian, okay?
Okay, perfect. I'll make it really quick because I have a pre-start call in like 1 minute.
Okay.
But one thing I wanted to bring up was, I know there's not too many couple teams on, in our group, but something that really was helpful for me for that panel was, I think her name, is it Stephanie, is it Golka? Okay. Something she brought up was pretty powerful for me, both coaching and personal, and I don't have any problem putting it out there, is stop keeping score for Brian and I. Just in terms of if you're going to partner together and do this together as coaching, is stop keeping score of who did what and who did more and things like that. Really focus on each person's strengths and really play up those areas and work on how you guys can improve from there. So that was actually really powerful besides coaching for me. Also, something from you, Jamil, we talked about this. I wasn't really sure. I came from a chain of command type type of work environment prior to this. So I really felt kind of that you were really my only direct contact and source for information. And so talking to you about it was helpful, and asking, who else can I go to? It's nothing personal. We've all talked about that sometimes you just hear it differently from someone else. So Jamil basically told me, get what you need from whoever you need it from. And I really appreciated that. So I definitely will make, I might be reaching out to some of you guys. So, just everybody has, like Stephanie said, everybody has their strengths and things that, seem to work for them. So that was very helpful for me. And then one last thing, when I was actually chatting with Brittany, is learning to schedule, actually schedule personal time and family time. Because I kind of have times where I feel really overwhelmed that I make, because I'm only at executive director, that I feel like I need to make myself available whenever anybody wants me. I'm here, I'm available. And it's making me kind of crazy right now. So that is something that I'm going to work on, is making more of a schedule type of thing. And we'll see how it works, but I think it'll be better for me.
I do too. Thank you so much, Jamie, for sharing. Let's go to your hubby now. So, Brian. Okay, Jamie went on mute, so she's good. Brian, let's see if we can get you off of mute. What's your name?
On my end.
Oh, there you go. Brian Fisk. All right, bud, what did you get?
Well, lots of stuff. I'm actually right this second getting some things, because I just thought, see how many people coach full-time and how much I'd like to be in that position. And while we're doing our conference call right now, right this very second, I'm dealing with a very tricky patient for my other job, one of my other 5 jobs. And it's so stressful, and I hate it, and I don't want to be doing any of this. So this is really nice to be able to talk with you guys right now, because this is out of control. So it was also great talking with everybody from the group. Based on our home situation, we don't get to go to a lot of events, but also that's not going to be any longer, because today we did actually hire a nanny. So she'll be here tomorrow. So we're pretty fired up about that. So that's really going to allow us, number one, to actually have a real schedule, and be more full-time. So that was pretty huge to hear, different people's how they handle their days. And basically it made it more real. You see all these videos and about people with presidentials, this and that, but actually getting to see them, hear their story, talk to them, and all that, the convention definitely made it a more real, more realistic, more attainable. So that was great. And a lot of the workshops, those were also very good for the most part. Some were kind of but I got a lot of I've got pages of really good notes of action steps. That's what I need. I don't need to hear, this story about how you're so happy now. I need to know, what did you do to get happy? So I have that. And I've got a lot of tools, and it's going to take me a long time to go through and try all these different techniques. So that's exciting. And let's see, what else? I think just the simple goal of next year going to Orlando, we already, registered, and we said, okay, this is going to be enough motivation right here to make it exciting, because we're not going to go for 4 days. We're going to go for a long time. We'll bring the kids, bring a nanny, and be able to do it right, because that gives us a whole year to get the business cooking. And I'm sure that we'll be doing great by that time next year. So that alone, there's a million other things that are motivation, but that alone is super exciting. So that's about it.
You guys are so awesome, man. I've known Brian for a long time, and he's actually how I, kind of started getting into medical sales and stuff like that. And, him and Jamie, and you guys are going to kill it. You guys are going to kill it. I'm really excited that you guys went. I really am. All right. So thanks, Brian. Thanks, Jamie. I know that there's some people on the phone, but you guys don't have names attached to you. So I don't really know how we're going to do this. I'll unmute you all.
Don't sink down underneath your snatch.
Okay, so
Jamil, Matt's on the phone.
Okay, so we'll unmute all the callers again. So Matt, are you on, man? Which one are you? Maybe I didn't unmute him.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you, man. I got you.
Okay, cool. Yeah, from the convention, I think the company in itself, it's like when you're looking to do something, obviously with all of us where we're at, having jobs and lives and families and different stuff like that, you really look for a quality company to get behind if you're thinking about pouring your life into it. And for me, seeing Take Shape for Life, not only on the forefront of health, but also on the forefront of breaking through personal barriers, which we all know that's where health starts, and in like the health matrix and finances, in health, in life. I mean, when you can get with a group like we have and have people be forward thinkers and really start talking about personal growth before personal gain, that really got me excited. Because, everybody in my life, that's the people that I care about the most and the conversations that I have the most, that's where we get down. And that's where all the depth for me in life is at, with my family, my friends, my clients. And I love the fact that this company is out in the open about it, not just the people on the top, not a couple groups getting together, but as a whole, talking about breaking through personal barriers, personal development, paying it forward, all that good stuff. And I'm really fired up to be a part of it. I know I'm brand new, but honestly, it's not a sell for this company. It's a present. It's a gift. And I've worked hard for the last 10 to 12 years to try to do my best to help, kids as young as 6 all the way up through, elderly adults. And now I have a gift to pretty much give everybody. And it's a beautiful thing. And I just, I'm very thankful that, God's placed me in this place right now. So I'm very thankful.
Thanks, man. That was strong.
Absolutely.
That was good, man. I appreciate it. Matt's about to kill it too. And we got, there's just so much to be done. And the sucky thing is there's only 12 months into the next, national convention. So let's do it. All right. We have some other callers that are on the line. I've unmuted you guys. So if any of you guys have anything to say, then now is the time. Anyone?
Hey, Jamil, it's Dominic.
What up, Dom?
Hello?
Big Dom in the house.
Hey, what's going on? Hey, everybody. How are you guys?
Good, man.
No, what can I say? Convention was amazing on many different levels. First off, just seeing normal people do great things just blew my mind away. Just seeing where they're at and where they came from. People in regular careers, UPS drivers, things like that, and now they're living the lives that they've always dreamed of. That had a big impact on my dreams, and it really expanded the vision that Rosie and I have for our family. So now we're dreaming together, which is great because we've always had kind of separate careers. She's always her nurse, and I'm always in the financial industry of some sort. But now this was almost like a marriage retreat for us. It kind of brought us together, and now we have one unified goal, and just sky's the limit. And that just got me excited and, to be honest, kind of rejuvenated my zest for the marriage. Not that it was anywhere bad, don't get me wrong, but it just, to have that, and just now there's a buzz going that we can do it together. We can do whatever we want. And just where I'm at in my career, decent living, she makes decent living, but what's the true impact that we're really having on people's lives? And that's what I struggle with on a day-to-day basis, is what I'm doing, does it really matter? And with this company, you could make a difference. I see a difference in working with somebody for a week. I mean, they're so grateful and thankful that you're helping them. I mean, it's an amazing experience, an amazing gift that we can give back, to where it's not even working. And if you love what you're doing, you don't have to work a day in your life. And it just, I don't know, the sky's the limit. And we're locked in for Orlando too next year. And, you know, it's just a great buzz that we have going on. That's what I got to say.
Good stuff, man. I appreciate it. You know, I felt, and I think Amanda would agree with this too, is we felt, you know, very, very similar in terms of a marriage retreat and, you know, getting on the same page with a lot of stuff. And even like last night or today, I think we just sat there and talked, and it wasn't even like TV or whatever. It's kind of weird, but it's new. So anyhow, is there anyone else that's on the phone that wants to say anything?
Hi, Jamel. It's Chelsea.
Chelsea, what up, girl?
Hey, I'm on the phone, but I just I wanted to say the one thing. I posted this earlier today too, but a couple things. One is just like, normally in business, there's competition between people. Like, people aren't trying to let you get ahead or help you get ahead. They're trying to make it so that they're ahead of you all the time. And so that's one of the things that I really took away from this weekend, is like, we hear it like, oh yeah, we're here to help you, and you have these mentors and blah, blah, blah. But even between like people at our own level, there's so much motivation from each other to help each other grow and just help each other out. And I think that that's awesome. And, you know, me being a teacher, it's like, I do feel like I'm making a difference, but in a very different way, I guess. So that, it just was, I think it's cool that what they were saying, like, it's really just about the connections that you make with people and loving people and helping them. And that's like what comes most naturally to me. Just my personality is like that. And so I got really inspired by that, because I think before, mentally, I was really seeing it like as a business, and I was having this huge block with like, how do you do this and like not make it about the money? Like, especially you say you like make like stupid money or whatever you call it, but it's like, how do you keep yourself humble and keep your like the motivation to keep going because of helping people, instead of the motivation like, oh, there's somebody else that I could get on the program, and like, how's that going to affect my like frontline volume and stuff like that. And like, that really is where I really want to like try to keep my focus 100% on just helping people and getting out there. And I found like, by seeing all these people that are doing it, it's like really seems like truly there's a way to do that. And well, I'm still scared about that. Bernardo told me something that was really cool, and he just said, and they said it actually at convention too, that like the money just like exaggerates what you already are. So if you are a good-hearted person and you like helping people, having money, then that just means you have more money to help other people in need. Like, you can have more money to donate and to do things with to help people. And you know, if you're a greedy jerk, then having more money is going to make you a greedier, bigger jerk. But I don't know. So that really hit me hard, because that was one of my huge obstacles, I think, with like going full force. And then just that we have like the structure of it, which is really cool. Something that I really like is we have the structure, but then you can make it your own, however you want to do, like the client connections. The one, I forget what her name was, but she has really short blonde hair. I went to her thing, and she was saying that she does like, you know, if somebody's sick or something like that, she'll like cook up a lean and green and take it over to their house. And like, that's something that I would do. She, you know, was talking about sending snail mail, like send people cards. Like, when you send out Christmas cards, send out everybody Christmas cards, and just make connections with people. And that she talked about these levels of interaction or something, where you have to make people feel comfortable that you can come in and offer something like this. Like, it's not necessarily right away where you're going to be like, oh, here's this thing I have to offer you. But it's really about, even like before you even talk anything about Take Shape for Life, is making that like relationship, build up a rapport with them, kind of. And I don't know, I think just that there's many, many ways to build relationships with people, and you can really tailor that to your personality, whatever works for you. And we're trying to do this, I don't even know how to say it, but the cherry on top thing. And so we want to do that, but everybody's going to do that in a different way. And so I think that's really cool. We have like what we need there as the foundation, but then the rest of it is up to your own creativity and whatever you feel like doing.
Perfect, Chelsea. That was really, really good. You know, there are definitely different types of people, and typically teachers are more nurturers. So the money thing, you know, really, really can hold them back for sure. And so I'm really glad that you got a chance to experience convention and hear and see that, you know, there are definitely other aspects. So good stuff. Is there anyone else? I know that Lisa was still there, but I don't know what happened to her. Is there anyone else that's there before I close and wants to say anything? Let me see. I'm going to try to take Lisa off of mute. Lisa, are you there? Lisa. Okay, she's not. All right, so this is the deal. Well, I think that was everyone. Did I miss anyone? Raise your hand if I did. Okay, so I think is that Jenny? What the? Wow. Jenny, do you want to say something? Hold on, let me try to get her.
I was driving. I kind of got suckered into this right now.
Okay, Jenny, tell us what your experiences were. Wow. Guys, we have a special guest tonight. This is Jenny.
You did give me a shout out. I thought I would come on so people would actually see.
And it looks like she's in her nursing gear. All right.
I'm driving home. Justin is pointing the thing at me.
Okay, so tell us your experience in 1 minute. What did you take away?
I very much went into the convention still thinking of just like you guys are trying to sugarcoat something and you are just selling food. But I now don't really think like that anymore. I don't really feel like it's like this selling thing of like just really that you're pushing MetaFast. And I don't feel like maybe when I talk to people, because before my hesitation would be like, I don't want to sell anyone anything. And now I don't really feel that would be like my hang up anymore. So seeing all of like the successful couples and that sort of stuff was, you know, I mean, they all were doing so well together that I guess we'll just give it a whirl.
Okay, good job, Jenny. Awesome. All right, so, you know, this is the thing. We have a huge opportunity. So I'm going to tell you from experience, and you guys know that we're a very young team, but we're a powerful family. And 24 months ago, I left National Convention in Washington, D.C., and before I got on the plane, I had already made like 5 or 6 connections just in the airport. So I see person after person, team after team be extremely fired up like we are right now. And within a week, these guys go back to doing the things that they were doing before within a week. And the one promise that I made myself 2 years ago was that wasn't going to be me. And I wasn't just going to talk, I was going to do. And there's been so many hurdles, guys, in the last 24 months that I don't even talk about. And so, you know, when we talk about things like, well, this came up or this got in the way or I have to do this, there's been so much of that for me, you wouldn't even believe if I start to tell you. But the one thing that is true is I know what I want, and no matter what happens on the day, I am going to touch my business and I'm going to keep moving it forward. And there's lots and lots of people that have what we need. And so you can make a decision. Are you going to be a person that's going to fall off and go back to thinking the way that you thought before and be scared because you're scared? Or are you going to, you know, continue to do the things that you need to do? No matter what. And I hear, you know, a lot of people say, I have this or I have that. We all have those things. Those are called events, right? But try to use something that I use a lot. It's called E plus R equals O. So we all have events. That's the E. The R is our response to those events, and the O is the outcome. So everyone has events, guys. We all have people that, you know, are going to make our life a little bit more challenging. We all have, maybe stressful situations. We're all going to have someone pass away in our family. We're all going to have, last year during this month, we had a huge flood, and Ezra and I were in a hotel for like a couple days. And that was the month I had my largest frontline volume. And I could have complained about that flood and how we were out of our house for a whole month. And I had the largest month of my whole career, well, up until that point. So are we going to complain, or are we going to do? So those are the events. We all have events. Now, the R is our response to those events. And we can always shape what the outcome is based off of how we choose to respond to it. I could have complained about the flood. I could have said, I'm not going to work for the next couple of weeks. I could have done all these things. But my response was, well, this is interesting. I still know what I want. It might be a little bit harder, but I can do it. I know I can do it. And so I did it. And so the outcome was I had the largest month, right? And so there's been a tremendous amount of those things over the last 24 months for me. So you guys have to decide what your responses are going to be. And hopefully what convention has taught us is that if we start thinking a little bit different, then our outcomes will always be different. But if we think the same, our outcomes will always be the same. There's no question about it. So, so E plus R equals O. And so we have a huge opportunity, and there's so much that can be done just within 12 months. There's no question about it. So whatever your goals are, now it's just time to get to work. And we need to start thinking about the things that we think about. So if a little crazy thought pops into your head that says, you can't do that, or I don't want to do that, stop that and just acknowledge it and say, that's interesting. Is that true, or did I just make that up? Right? Like, oh, I can't go to this and this and this because of blah, 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 or I can't connect with this person because blah, 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 or I don't have time for this because of blah, blah, blah. Interesting. Is that true? Or is that the way I've always thought? And if I choose to think a little bit different now, I wonder if the outcome would be a little bit different. That's all it is, literally, and then get into action. So I adore you guys. Thank you for being on tonight. I know a lot of you guys, need to put the kids down and stuff, and are busy. So I appreciate your time. And let's just link together. We're a family, and let's continue to help each other and just, continue to do great things. We are only been in coaching for 2 years. As you got a chance to see, a lot of those coaches been coaching for 5, 6, 7, 8 years. And they take forever to do stuff. It's really funny to me. So, I just project out 2 or 3 years for us, and it's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. But I'm willing to, do everything that I can do with people that are willing to do everything that they can do. So let's do it. I appreciate you guys. Have a great night. And I'll post a playback to this, and we'll just get going from there. I adore you guys. Have a great night. Thank you for being on.